Today is all about updates, updates, updates. We've got a lot to talk about here at Islands of Adventure as well as Universal Studios. Let's get into it. For starters, how about this new sign? I'm loving the color. I love the new letters. It's big, it's bold, it's clear, it's to the point, and I think it's the perfect way to greet guests coming into City Walk as you come off of the moving walkway. And I think it looks really good. Great job, Universal. Right now, I'm on the jetty just in front of the port of entry, and I had to just take in this gorgeous view. It's not often that I'm here for early park admission, and the views in the morning, especially when it's quiet, there aren't that many people in this area. It's just breathtaking, you guys. Check this out. One thing about early admission over at Islands that's guaranteed is that the line for Hagrid's is going to be super long. And according to the app, the wait time right now for Hagrid's is only 90 minutes, but I have a feeling it's going to go up pretty quick. Before we leave the Lost Continent, let's take a step over here behind Mythos. This little area is another one of my favorite quiet spots on the island side. There's all kind of neat little nooks and crannies in this area. There's some benches, a good amount of shade. There are a lot of little spots for catching really great views across the lagoon. Let's take a look over here, looking over across to Seuss Landing. And then you have the Hulk, Dr. Doom right behind it. Beautiful views, especially in the morning. And here comes the trolley. At the last minute, I decided not to go through Toon Lagoon or Marvel Island, and I kind of hung around this area. But the only update that's really going on in Islands is that River Adventure in the Jurassic Park section is down for winter maintenance. So remember, if your vacation plans includes a trip to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure during the month of January, just keep that in mind that River Adventure is closed for winter maintenance. Let's get back to the scenery back here on the backside of Mythos Restaurant. This little area that I'm zooming in on, this is actually a little opening that looks directly onto the dining area on the inside of Mythos Restaurant. If you look closely, you can see some tables and chairs. That cutout is such a pretty feature. You've got the waterfall right here. It might be a little noisy, but yeah, you've got the waterfall here. That's gorgeous. And let's go down these stairs. And you can see we've got some benches over here. This is probably one of the best spots right here at this bench because you've got nice shade just above it. It's not that big of a deal right now because it's so nice and cool today and it's still early in the morning. We don't have the heat of the sun beaming straight down on top of this area, but just think about it. Imagine if it was the heat of the summer, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This would be a nice little hiding spot to get away from the heat. Let's walk over to the right, and you can see we're approaching a little bridge. And that takes us right behind Mythos Restaurant, which is gorgeous from this angle as well. Look at that, how beautiful. And then you have Poseidon's Triton right off in the distance. What a picturesque shot that is. And let's pan around to the lagoon. We've got Velocicoaster. We've got Popeye's barge area over there. We've got Marvel Island just in front of us. And beautiful, beautiful view. And there goes Velocicoaster. And if we keep walking along this path behind Mythos, it takes us directly behind Mythos. And you see the stairs, there's a couple of staircases, 3 actually, that will take you right up to the back side of the restaurant where there's additional seating outside. There's, I think that's Atlas, right? Atlas holding up the world on his shoulders. And then we have some more seating down on the far end. We've eaten at Poseidon a few times before, but it's been a really long time, but we've never eaten outside. We've always dined on the inside, but maybe one day next time we come back here, we'll definitely dine out here. The views are gorgeous. Well, I think we've seen everything we needed to see over here at Islands. Let's head on over to Universal and see what's going on over there. Especially considering all the updates that's been going on in the kids zone, I think there's going to be a lot to check out there. So come on, let's go. And don't forget about the shortcut that I mentioned a few videos back. When this area becomes really congested with people coming in and out, to avoid bumping into shoulders with others, you can just kind of cut through the store, assuming that the store is not crowded. But now, I very well could have taken the Hogwarts Express over to Universal Studios, but I got to get my steps in. So we're going to walk. Not a lot of crowds at the front gates today. We've got everybody but Scooby out. Fred, Velma, Shaggy. It's a little quiet here on Hollywood Boulevard this morning. Not too many crowds. The Mystery Machine is out. There's always something new to see here at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. What do we have just ahead? It looks like scaffolding, maybe for a stage. Let's get a little closer and check things out. We've got some character meet and greets going on. That looks like Squidward over there with some fans near the Hollywood sign. And let's swing it back here right in front of Central Park Crepes. It looks like definitely scaffolding intended for maybe a stage. So my guess is this probably has something to do with the upcoming Mardi Gras celebration, or I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. And here we are once again in front of Cafe La Bamba. It is open, but it looks like it's only open for the VIP experience breakfast. So far, things are pretty quiet here in Universal Studios, but let's head on over to the kids zone and see if there's anything new going on here. I'm sure there is. Right, so here we are. We've got a tent set up right here for what, I'm not sure. And then here we are off to the right, the kids zone area. The sign is completely covered. We've got construction walls up. And boy, is this walkway now super tight. That leads to E.T. the ride. We're gonna head back there in a second, but let's take a look at this construction wall first. You can't miss all the characters. DreamWorks characters specifically on the wall. We've got Trolls, we've got Kung Fu Panda. Walking on this side, we've got Donkey and Shrek, we've got more Trolls. I'm gonna be honest, some of these characters I am not familiar with, like these right here. I have no idea who these guys are. I'm sure some of you know, so fill me in so that I can educate myself. We've got some more characters along the wall headed this way. Let's walk along. I have no idea who this little guy is with this dog. No idea. I believe this is Megamind. So can we safely assume that all of these characters, DreamWorks characters specifically, will play some role in what's to come in the Kids Zone section of Universal Studios? No one knows, so we can only speculate. Standing here, you get a really good perspective of how much walking space was lost with these construction walls in place. And I'm curious to see how the large crowds are going to navigate this little area going to ET. So as I walk towards ET's entrance, you can see the space from the construction wall to the ET gift shop is roughly, maybe 15 feet or so. That's not a lot of space. So like I said, it feels really tight as I walk this area. This will definitely be interesting. Remember, there was a little cut through right behind the Kids Zone sign that took you through this kind of covered dining area. Right now, there's no access to it because of the construction wall. And it looks like the only way to access that covered dining area right in front of Animal Actors is right here, which I guess is now the main entrance to Animal Actors. Let's kind of take a walk back there and see. This used to be one of my favorite places to eat whenever we got something to eat in Springfield. We would come over here and have a seat. So it's still open, it's just that you don't have access over there where you see the construction wall set up. So that's good to know. But the question is how long will it be here? Because there's no telling. Things could change at any minute. Also take into consideration that the Kids Zone sign is now covered up. So does that mean this area may be renamed? That's a possibility. We'll see. Just across from Animal Actors, you'll see Doc from Back to the Future hanging out with some fans, taking pictures. Let's see what's going on in Springfield. Looks like not much has changed in front of Krusty Land. We still have construction walls up, so obviously work is being done back in that area, but the ride is open. And as we walk across the bridge that takes us from Springfield over to London, you notice more of these white tents that we saw up in the front and around the old Kids Zone area. This is definitely a setup for food kiosks for Mardi Gras. I just checked my steps and I've gotten about 5,500 in and I'm doing pretty good. My goal is 8,000, so let's see how much more walking I can do. I've got about 3,000 more to go, so I'm gonna rest up here just a little bit longer and then we're gonna take a walk down to San Francisco. There's something that I wanna check out before I leave Universal Studios. Looking down into San Francisco, you'll notice the two white tents. Those are definitely going to be set up as food kiosks for the Mardi Gras event that's coming up. Unfortunately, Richter Burger was closed today and I wasn't able to go in and confirm whether or not they are selling a particular food item that was sold this past HHN. So I'll check back again later this week sometime, and once I get confirmation, I'll fill you guys in. And right along this brick paved street here in Old New York, we see some more food kiosks in those classic Mardi Gras colors. And rounding the corner at Gramercy Park, we have some more food kiosks. These may actually be beverage kiosks or maybe both. I'm really not sure. But wow, check this out. Look at the facade. I love it. It's looking just like the French Quarter. This is so cool. Many of you may have already seen the list of performers planned for all the concerts here. I've been getting mixed reviews about the list of artists. So what do you guys think? Have you seen the list of performers? Do you plan on coming to any of the concerts? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Personally, there are maybe 2 artists that I'm interested in seeing. One concert I'm definitely attending. The other one, it's still kind of up in the air, but we'll see. Just a quick update to the update. We can expect this area behind the construction walls to become the new Minion-themed cafe. I'm just in front of Transformers, panning over to the right. We're kind of in the old New York area, and right here we're at the intersection of Fulton Street and Water Street. This little area here is one of my other favorite quiet spots. It is kind of a walkthrough, it's kind of a shortcut. So let's say you're coming from London and you're headed towards Transformers. You would make that right turn into Old New York. You'd come down this little alley, which intersects the same street that the Blues Brothers stage is on. And also, if you hang a right, it'll take you directly to Revenge of the Mummy ride. This street is actually a really nice one to take pictures on as well, but the problem is it can be really congested when the park is really crowded. What I especially like about this area is that it's a really nice spot for photo ops. There's just countless photo ops here. There's stairs, there are really nice backdrops, brick walls, really interesting architectural details, really pretty doors. There are a lot of interesting signs. I mean, the possibilities are endless for backdrops and, perfect framing for really nice photos. So that's something else to consider when you're here at Universal Studios. Find this little area of Old New York, the intersection of Water Street and Fulton Street. Back here you can take pictures until your heart's content. I mean, I literally could stay back here an hour or more just taking pictures, posing, maybe if I had someone else to shoot pictures of, this would be the perfect spot. It's off the beaten path. Sometimes you'll find park guests kind of make their way through here as a shortcut, but for the most part, I like to use it as like a little getaway or an area to take a lot of cool pictures. Well, it's almost lunchtime. We had a great morning here at Universal Orlando Resort. We hit both parks, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. Lots of interesting updates in both parks, especially over here at Universal Studios Florida. I'm definitely going to make another stop this week sometime just to get more updates specifically on everything going into preparation for Mardi Gras, which is just around the corner. So thanks so much for hanging out with me this morning here at the parks. If you like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and let me know what you guys would like to see. Until the next video, take care.